The 17 News at Sunrise podcast is brought to you by Clinica Sierra Vista.
Welcome back to the 17 News at Sunrise podcast, where we share your news on your schedule.
Working in the spirit of the Golden Empire, this is 17 News at Sunrise.
Good morning to you here from the 17 studios. I'm Maddie Jansen alongside Alex Fisher on this Wednesday. We begin with your 17 Crime Watch, and fire officials are looking for two people wanted in connection to that massive rail yard fire that started Sunday and then smoldered through yesterday. It began Sunday afternoon near Bakersfield High School. Investigators say a huge pile of creosote-coated railroad ties caught fire and unleashed a huge black plume of smoke into the sky for hours. No one was hurt in the fire, and the cause is under investigation. However, the Bakersfield Fire Department has released this photo of two people seen in the area at the time. If you recognize these people or you know anything about how the fire started, you're urged to contact BFD's arson team.
New at Sunrise, star rapper and inmate Tor Lanes has transferred to a different prison in Kern County. He is serving a 10-year sentence for shooting fellow rapper Megan Thee Stallion in the foot. Last month, he was transferred to North Kern State Prison in Delano. Right now, he is behind bars in Tehachapi at the California Correctional Institute. No word yet on the reason behind the move.
A warning this morning from the McFarland Police Department. Officials say they're seeing a rise in so-called virtual kidnapping scams. The scam involves voice-altering software that tricks victims into believing the call is coming from a loved one who has been taken hostage. Family members are then coerced into paying a ransom. To help prevent the scam, police recommend checking privacy settings on social media. The more information available to the public, the more information scammers can use to convince you that the scam is real.
In education news, cursive writing will now be a mandatory subject in all California public schools. Governor Newsom this week signed the bill into law. It requires handwriting instruction for elementary schools. That means cursive is coming back to a generation of students who know only keyboarding and printing out their words longhand. Advocates point to several studies that have shown cursive writing improves retention and comprehension and also enhances motor skills. Others call it a dying form of art.
We're learning more this morning about a story we brought you as breaking news yesterday. A man, woman, and toddler are dead in what detectives believe was a double murder-suicide. It happened Monday night at a home in South Bakersfield. 17's Michaela Armstrong has more on this heartbreaking incident that's left 5 children without their mother and youngest sibling.
Police headed to the 1900 block of South M Street at around 6 o'clock Monday night after receiving a call that someone was shooting inside of a home.
The RP is stating their stepfather is shooting a firearm inside of the residence, shooting at the RP and sister through a door of the bedroom.
The caller telling dispatch the gunman was physically attacking another woman inside the home.
The family is 242ing each other, and one is in possession of a long rifle-type firearm in the area of 1904 South M.
According to the Kern County Sheriff's Office, deputies discovered 3 victims with gunshot wounds, identified now as 30-year-old Luis Carlos Jimenez, 36-year-old April Trujillo Salinas, and 17-month-old child Mercedes Jimenez, identified by family as the couple's child. Neighbors say the area is fairly quiet, but with the call Monday night, police had the house and area surrounded. Then matters turned worse.
Suspect may have shot himself.
According to police, April and Mercedes were shot and died at the scene from the injuries. And Luis shot himself and died at the scene. Neighbor Johnny Perez says he is still in shock from the news.
You cannot imagine what was the reason or or what this little girl did, to someone for that people react like that to her. So it's kind of, no words for it.
The family of April and 17-month-old Mercedes returned to the home Tuesday, distraught over what appears to be the case of domestic violence murder-suicide. The Open Door Network's Lauren Skidmore says she hopes more victims of domestic violence reach out sooner to avoid such a severe, violent situation.
This is the worst-case scenario, especially for that 17-month-old who had no ability to fight back, had no ability to really see a future for themselves. No 17-month-old or any child should have to go through this type of violence.
Michaela Armstrong, 17 News.
We turn to our coverage of the war between Israel and Hamas. President Biden arrived in Israel a few hours ago. The president is expected to meet with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. He was also scheduled to travel to Jordan following his visit to meet with Arab leaders, including the Palestinian president. But that visit was canceled late yesterday following an attack on a Gaza hospital, killing hundreds. Gaza says the attack was from an Israeli airstrike, but Israel has denied responsibility for the strike, claiming it was a misguided rocket fired by Hamas.
And making headlines around the nation this morning, the House of Representatives remains without a speaker. Yesterday, Ohio Congressman Jim Jordan did not get enough votes to secure the speakership on the first ballot. 20 Republicans voted against Jordan. He only had 3 to spare. A second vote is scheduled for later this morning. The House has been without a leader since Bakersfield Congressman Kevin McCarthy was ousted 2 weeks ago. He received 6 votes for Speaker in yesterday's vote. The 17 News at Sunrise podcast is a production of KGET and Nexstar Media Group. For more on all of the headlines in today's show, head to kget.com.